evening, ladies, lords, lasses, and all those in between. It is I, your humble game master, the Deathly Shad, and your local D&D crew on the Tuesdays that it is. And I am pleased to welcome you all to the Rains of Vitrium. So, having said that, Agathar, say hi to the people.
Definitely tall enough to go on a... I forgot what I was going to say.
Morgan, say hi to the people.
Hello, people.
Something sexual innuendo.
Renthwu, say hi to the people.
Hello, I'm sad about my mill.
Aww. Soren, say hi to the people.
I can swear I forgot to do something. Oh shite! Right, the date with Enwin.
Oh, no.
Oh, you'll get to that. Don't worry. And Bonnie, say hi to the people.
I guess I'm here. Maybe. Maybe this episode. Who knows?
Maybe you'll
Eventually.
do something. Something, tra-la-la. Making a joke. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that just went over my head. No clue where that was from.
Never
Don't worry
mind.
about it.
Never mind. It's cringe and forever in the VOD. So, yes. When last we left our heroes, when last we left our adventurers, Agatha the Kobold Rogue, Morgan the Halfling Divination Wizard, Renswa the Rabbit Folk Monk, Soren the Rabbit Folk Samurai, and newfound party member Vonnie the Rabbit Folk Smith, the party has decided to take some much-needed downtime for themselves. They have no real way to get Vaelyn back, so they felt they might as well prepare
We all
for
agreed on a pizza party.
the trip to Vori. And, well, a lot of stuff has happened in the past few episodes. A lot of downtime activities and whatnot. A few dates. A girls' night was had. And, well, here we come to, like, the final few days. And the final few things that we need to solve and get done on today's Tales of Deepwood. What shall await our players? Who knows? I don't. Let's find out today as we return to the Rains of Vitrium. Woo! So, I believe someone had a date planned for someone else. Is that right, Source?
Yeah, I believe Vonnie wanted to take Dralam out.
I mean, that'd be really nice if she did. You want to try that, Bonnie?
No, not particularly.
Damn it!
I'll do it.
Damn it! I wanted. Yeah, fine. I'll wait for the second one. Anyway, so yes. Well, before we get to that date, Soren, Bonnie, is there anything that you do in particular? Anything special?
Not that I can think of at the moment.
Oh shit! I forgot. I forgot we discussed it, but did you want to go back to last week's end of session stinger and attempt anything?
Nah, it's fine. Do that.
Okay. So, I suppose I should ask Agathar, anything special you want to do, Bubby?
Nothing that can't wait. If Soren wants to do his thing first, I don't want to take that time.
Okay. How about you, Renswa?
The only thing I remember that was still on the agenda was to find, well, because she was still cultivating the mushrooms, and then, once that is done, needs to find a recently departed body.
Yeah, you could easily find one or make one yourself.
How are you just finding recently departed bodies in the city?
There is
By
a
just
college.
taking someone, by murdering someone off the street.
No, no,
They
there's
have they
That I
have a
know.
graveyard.
like
Because there's a necromancy college.
yes.
People donate their bodies to science.
Oh, they have a
Magic.
That's ain't
Wanna
nothing
go to the
scientific
Ogo?
about what you're doing.
I'm sorry, everyone's talking over each other at once. Vox, what do you want to say?
I said ain't nothing scientific about that.
Yeah, that's why I said science and or magic.
Well, you are not wrong on that one. They do indeed have bodies at the Necromancy College, but of course you could always take out a small contract to deal with local bandits. If you want to guarantee something.
True. It would garner better results.
Up to you.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm waiting for your decision.
Oh. I mean, yeah, she'd probably look around, see if there's any bounties about.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check. First roll back from our little 2-week hiatus.
Natural one.
Oh boy, the first nat one of the of
Hey, how about a
Oh boy. Okay. I have a question. Are you looking for weak or strong vessels?
Honestly, I don't know that she's looking so much for strength as she would be looking for appearance.
Okay. All right.
Because, like, you know, like, it doesn't do any good to get, like, you know, the fucking ugly ass, intimidating looking bandit to help her, like, fit in, you know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, with that natural 20, you find a bandit known as the Storm Raiders. And they are a group comprised of 8 individuals. And they are relatively new on the scene, but they are known for their leader, Flash. Or all of them. They don't know if it's a man or a woman yet, because they are always super quick and super speedy on their robbery and heists. Basically, their whole modus operandi is to strike like lightning and vanish like thunder.
The Thief of Rains wants to know their location.
Yes, she does. They're stealing her modus operandi. But if you would like to, but in your investigation, as you kind of like, you know, determine, hey, these guys seem like they might have some stuff to deal with, stuff to deal in. You kind of, well, with that natural, you're able to track them down to their hideout, or at least a close approximation as to where the hideout is. Their hideout is somewhere near the city of Deepwood. Not near enough where it can be. So, are you wanting to go alone, take him in with you? What you want to do?
I mean, you know, Agathar and Soren are busy.
I guess it depends
And
on it, but yeah.
true. But she's also, you know, she's also seen what Morrigan does
The
to
bandits.
bandits.
You could always
I
take.
mean,
you could always
So,
take, you could always take.
oh no, I'm saying that's a good reason to take her.
Oh, okay.
borrow
But
a Bell and Anna if you ask them.
you could always take, Amalia. As well.
That's true.
You'll just need to feed her a couple of them.
So wait.
If you want to go with just Morgan, that's fine as well. You could also take Vani. Up to you.
Well, I mean, first things first is she would probably come in with the bounty,
Oh, also
knock on the door,
their whole.
knock on the door,
Sorry.
knock on the door of the cart, and kind of make her way in. Maury,
Hey Vox, this is the part
did
where
we
you.
lose Vox?
Oh no, did his internet really cut out right now? That's legitimately
he-
so unlucky.
Yeah, no,
Um,
he just disappeared from the Roll20 list.
Oh,
no.
my
Oh,
Lanta.
Wait, it
He's
popped
back.
back in.
He's back.
Hey!
Off to a resounding start.
Hooray!
I fucking hate this.
Hey, there you go.
Yeah, I heard nothing.
It's okay. Basically, all we got to was the knocking on the door.
Yeah,
Alright.
she knocks on the door of the cart just to announce her presence before stepping in. She kind of pushes her way in. Maury,
Looks to you like, you live here. Why are you knocking?
because it's polite.
Just gives you a weird look. Like, okay. How are you?
Well,
It's fine.
I have a lead on my little side project with Garmenthi.
Oh, the Darkling. Yes.
Yes, well, I think it's a lead that you'll appreciate. And she'll walk
Oh.
over and she'll slap down the wanted poster with, the I just imagine it's like the old school, like, reward, wanted, dead or alive, price tag.
The price tag is 1,000 gold pieces for the whole crew.
Definitely looks like a decent evening together.
And with luck, because my
There goes
well,
my internet.
Oh,
I heard you.
are you? I said I heard you. Are you still there?
I think it's one of those things where it's like, we can't hear
He
him.
could he could see it, or it's like with mine where I can tell it's about to go out before it goes out.
This is such
Give me a minute. I'm
tragedy.
trying to switch over to my. I'm going to my hotspot because the internet here is
That's
deciding
so
it's now
tragic.
time to be horrible.
Okay.
Are you okay?
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Quick intermission music.
Oh,
Quick, we
dun, dun,
quick do more
dun, dun, dun,
do more
dun,
King of the Hill
bum,
impressions.
bum,
Fill the dead space.
What? That was a pre-stream joke
Hate
for
this
all
so
you
much.
VOD watchers.
God, God dang
Oh.
it, Ethernet.
Oh my god. Oh
God
my
damn it,
god.
Netcast. Sorry, damn it, Netcast. You're gonna make me steal from Daryl. No, Dale. Fuck. Ugh.
All right.
Hero Gabble.
We're gonna see how this works.
Alright.
The internet is unstable at best,
Okay.
but I
I'm
managed
sorry
to
to hear
switch
that,
to
man.
a different network.
So yes,
Well, I mean, I'm not home, so
it's fine. The bounty price is 1,000 gold pieces for the whole crew.
he just leans over and looks at it. Oh, which one are we bringing back?
Well, and she'll kind of scan through them. and kind of she'll point at like an Inumashi woman. It's like that one may do, though. There's always the potential of the leader, as she points to what I assume is probably just like a generic question mark silhouette.
Yes.
All right. Where are we to? Well, I mean, I can just scry on one of them.
Hmm. And she'll just kind of
I
gets a small grin. Oh, I believe I've already tracked the general direction and shouldn't be too hard from there. Just far enough outside Deepwood to not be the guard's problem. And close enough to be a problem for everyone else. She'll kind of stand back up and like roll up the wanted poster. Let me grab the experiment and we'll see how this plays out.
I have a question. Are you wanting to contact Garminthi about this beforehand?
No, she was probably just gonna call Garmenthi after she has the body, because, realistically, all she has to do is say Garmenthi's name, and she shows up in like about 3 seconds.
Fair enough. Fair enough. When are you going? Daytime or nighttime?
What's the plan? Did we lose Fox again?
Yeah,
yeah.
we
Holy
did.
shit.
It has
God
never
dang it,
been
Bobby.
this bad.
Well, Vox said he isn't even home.
Yeah,
I
Vox
know,
is not
but here's
at
the
their
thing.
house.
I played games with him today, and it wasn't this bad.
It could be heat. If Vox is up north.
It could be just the selective internet effect, where
Could be.
like it knows that he's streaming today, and it's like, nah,
And they're out to
fam.
get us.
Exactly, they're jealous of our success.
Yes, they're jealous of our success.
All 4 viewers of success.
But that's a success.
Hell yeah.
And those
You
viewers
love
totally
each
aren't
and
the
every one
players.
of
It's successful for me.
them.
I'm sure he'll come back.
I've got
eventually.
4 viewers, and only one of them is my mom.
Not even watching his thing.
Damn, your mom doesn't love you.
You have to find a new
Hey,
mom.
Vox, what's
Sorry.
up?
I'm hardwired to my phone now. Here hopes that doesn't catch fire.
Oh
Hey.
boy. All right,
I hear
well,
Ice works wonders for that.
I hate that my fucking phone has better internet than this whole house.
It sucks, man. On the bright side,
Hey.
you didn't miss anything. Renswell asked you what the plan was, whether you wanted to go at daytime or nighttime.
I don't think it matters. I mean, they're only worth 1,000. For what, 5 of them?
There's 8 of them.
8? Oof. Oh, we can go whenever we feel.
It's like, oh, they are a small fry. One fireball should take care of the problem. No, I need the bodies. God
Well,
damn it.
yes, no, I will save the good ones. I could probably just lop off their heads.
I preferably need the bodies intact.
Well, yes. I mean, Garmante's already got like a sword or a bow through their chest. It should be as a simple matter of just, sewing it back on. I will leave the one you want unbesmirched.
On a technicality, your mushrooms work better on a
So yeah, I was gonna say it's a Gamente would be fine, but the mushrooms need to take root.
Oh,
Maybe.
well, then just point out the one you want, and I'll take care of the rest.
Which body do you want, honey? I'll pick it up for you. I'll get it for you.
And you say my relationships are red flags.
They're sending mixed messages.
Shall
But the
we get
couple
to it?
that's the couple that slays together stays together. I don't know what the problem is.
All right,
It's true.
that's certainly a Mel phrase right there.
Be gay, do crimes.
All right,
Yeah,
so
be gay, do your crimes. Exactly.
especially war crime. So yeah, you guys decide to, and I'm gonna flip a coin as to what time you guys go.
Okay.
I mean, Prince, if she had said, if Maury is like, oh, it doesn't fucking matter, Princewell would probably just say day
Okay, then daytime it
because
is.
the lack of night vision.
Fair
Oh, I
enough.
have night vision. Oh wait, do rabbits not have night vision?
No, we do not.
We do not know.
Oh well, I could be your guide.
Vaelyn,
No, we will go
Vaelyn
during
only
the
had
day.
dark vision because of his goggles.
And I have dark vision because I have a third eye that allows me to see in the dark. Good stuff. So yeah, we go during the day.
All right. You guys traipse back through the woods until you find, I'm not going to use a map for this, a small encampment within the roll stealth.
Stealth, you say?
Yes. You can sneak on it.
I am checking things. Where is it?
Fun thing. Uh, any checks to track me have disadvantage because of Timberwalk.
Huh.
Ooh.
Neat.
$21.
So yes. Those stealths you easily sneak up on this group of low tier bandits. And I'll let you guys set up the ambush.
I just like I'm looking at them and I whisper to you, I'm like, so which one is the one you want?
And Francois just kind of peers through the underbrush, and just surveys the camp to see who all is around. In particular, looking to try and find this mysterious leader.
Okay. Well, you're easily able to sneak around anyone.
What do I see with my rabbit eyes?
Roll perception.
My brand!
19.
Okay, then. So, you creep forward, and you kind of like peer in, and you see that the leader of this particular encampment is a tabaxi woman. And this tabaxi woman is a very beautiful tuxedo cat with the blue smarmy grin to her face. Seems to be having a good time with her crew. In fact, all of the members of her crew seem to skew a little bit on the younger side.
How young?
Early 20s, late teens. Like, anywhere between 18, 21, 22.
This is one of those first moments you'll hear it from me, but I feel kind of bad about snuffing out a bunch of kids.
Francois just kind of turns.
You did this to me.
Uh-huh. And the bandit gang that you fireballed filled with 20-year-olds didn't make you feel bad?
Those guys were a little.
It was dark. They were older. It was dark. I couldn't tell. And they were making the first threat. We are making the move here.
Dad, I wonder where my dad is.
Where's my dad?
Busted. I'm carrying on his leg. He's gonna put a tree in the middle of the road. Hopefully no one turns me to ash.
The first move was made by them, otherwise they wouldn't have a wanted poster.
Let me see that thing again, if you don't mind.
She'll hand it over.
Are they wanted dead or alive, or is it just like wanted for petty crime?
It is wanted. It doesn't
doesn't
specify
state.
dead or alive. It says that you will get 1,000 gold. Just kind of deal.
It's a little heartless. You know, normally they describe what's their crime. I read on.
Their crimes? Theft.
Theft?
Yes. Lots of theft.
Like grand theft? Or are we talking about kids stealing, like, from the jukebox store?
They steal
I
from
believe they've been
caravans.
jumping caravans.
Yes, they have been jumping caravans. They don't have any.
This changes things.
They don't have any. They don't. Now, I will note they don't.
Never mind.
Have,
Fuck the children.
I will note they don't have any murder under their. They always zip in, get the shit, zip out. Like their whole style of raiding is, we're going to look at the high value wagon. We're gonna run in, knock the people off of it, and then ride off with the car.
Well, you're the leader of this expedition. What do you want me to do with them?
And she kind of just peers and watches this tabaxi woman. If we could simply get her out quietly. Borrow a bit from their modus operandi. In and out with the goods.
Point is not necessarily my strong suit. I could scare them off. That I can do. But, scaring, I mean, like, sneaking and stealth. Let me think. Thinks about her spells. I could, create images. No, you're out of luck when it comes to stealth. When it comes to me, if you want to get in there and punch a girl out and then drag her away, that's different.
I potentially could, with the right distraction.
Distraction I can do. Shall we? Let's see. How many are there in all? 8?
Yes, 8 in total. I will say, while you guys are playing, you see that Inumashi woman that Renswa pointed out earlier, and the Tabaxi both kind of like take a seat beside each other and lay against each other and whisper.
God damn you, Shad.
What
This
about
is
it?
getting harder by the moment. Maybe I should just murk the lot of them, and we could just drag the girl away.
You wanna? But also talk to him.
Yes,
Hey,
give
look,
us
I
your
need
loved
your
one
corpse.
to. We need your loved one to create a mushroom body for a darkling of this dubious descent.
I mean,
We would de-
they're
If you
young.
could just give us your, if
There
you
has
could
to
just
be
give
a
us your body,
reason.
that'd be great.
And I will note there are no carriages around their camp at all. There should be, but there aren't.
Yeah, the more Renswa just like stares at this encampment, just Mori would see like her ears droop down further and further before she just lets out a deep sigh and kind of stands up. Let's head back to town.
You don't at
I'll
least want to
ask.
scare them, spook them away.
She'll kind of inflated her lip a bit in nervousness as she kind of thinks. What kind of scam?
Well, she waves her staff a bit. You could create a wall of fire, say something in a spooky low voice, curse them to leave, and then let them slapdash off. You're going at this too quickly. We have many enemies. Someone will come across our path. We don't have to take these.
I promised Garmenthia a week. It's already been 4 days. Do you think we could scare them enough that they would give up this lifestyle?
That is difficult to pose.
Part of me wonders if just walking in and telling them that they have 1,000 gold bounty on their heads wouldn't at least scare some of them off, but some of the more foolhardy ones may just see it as a sign that they've been doing a good job.
We could definitely demonstrate how easy it would be for us to remove them. You need to make a choice. We can't just stand here forever, especially because we are talking. And they will eventually spot us.
And she kind of closes her eyes and breathes for her through her nose for a bit. Or she nods and opens them. Let's at least try to scare them straight. If they keep on this life path, that's their own decision.
Hey, and who knows? Maybe they'll be stupid enough to draw swords on us, and then we still get the things we want. Defense and all.
So then, what's the play?
Oh, well, if you were to ask me, we have nothing to fear. You just waltz up into their camp as casual as can be and let them know they were moments before the dagger, before we had to change of heart because they are actual children.
And if
And
that's
if they
not
need,
enough, a bit more convincing.
I can take a 3 down. A big one.
She just kind of gives a small grin. Polymorph enlarge.
I can only concentrate on one spell at a time. You know this.
Yes. But there's two of
Oh.
us.
True. Which you want to cast?
Well, I only know enlarge.
Oh, well then, you cast that on you, and what would you like to be?
I want to be a big monk.
It's
Oh,
monkey.
Giant ape is a thing you can be polymorphed into.
Okay then. I will make you a
No.
colossal ape, which will then be
No.
actual
trying-
King Kong sized.
My brain went owl bear, but you can't do owl bear.
Monstrosity.
Sadly.
Giant lizard,
Stupid.
perhaps?
Thinking about Baldur's Gate.
Or just a bear, honestly.
Gigantic bear? Doable. Though they might attempt to fight you if you're not larger than huge.
Well, there's always the necklace.
Just your face flushes at that. Well, you could, but I kind of hope I can salvage what little there is of the image of a lichen or Corvanthrop in the eyes of the country I happen to like living in.
Fair enough.
I mean, think the largest thing I can make you is a towering ape, something huge, and then with your spell, you could literally throw them like tiny stones.
At around this point,
It would definitely frighten them.
at around this point in time, you guys hear a shrill whistle from inside the camp.
Oh, I think they spotted us.
All right,
Monkey
you
business?
two, you can come on out of hiding now.
She shrugs.
Yeah, Francois also shrugs.
All right.
He just kind of
Less
steps
hiding
out
and more
of the
just
brush.
discussion.
The
I think we spent too long talking about it.
the two of you walk out, and you see that the leader currently has her hands on her hips and has pulled a bandana up around her face, hood up as well, and is standing with her crew in kind of like a little V formation behind her.
Oh, that is cute. We've already seen your face.
Just narrows her eyes. Well then, I suppose if y'all have seen the face and whatnot, that y'all are wanting to join this here merry little band of ours, yeah?
No,
Syrian, why ya?
no, we came
No,
here to collect your bounty, but we had second thoughts because you're all actual children.
Huh? There's
it doesn't help.
You're all
you.
very young.
no, there's bounty on us.
Yes.
In the city of
1,000 gold
Deepwood,
pieces?
1,000 gold for your entire band.
She looks very concerned, just like, oh shit. and she's like, there shouldn't be a bounty on us.
Yes, no, after reading that you were just like for thievery, it seemed a little extreme. But yeah, no, we had a change of heart. I was going to just like, waltz up, and she pulls out a like a Chris sword, and just chop chop, and then the heads would come off and leave one of you. But well,
You're a bunch
you're
of
all very
kids,
young.
and you're a bunch of kids, and damn it, you two are cute together. And she just gestures to her and the Inumashi.
They both
It is
blush.
true.
They both blush a lot, and at this point in time, the Tabaxi pulls her little bandana down, and she's just like, "Okay, look, look, bit of a misunderstanding here, but there shouldn't be a bounty on us. That's what they promised whenever they first kind of forced us into this.
Who is
Just
they?
like I just lift up this like
Just,
this
just
parchment with their faces on it. No, that's you.
uh,
wait, am I being heard? I can't tell.
yes, you are, and she's better.
Okay, no, Discord was being weird, so I'm like, wait.
Yeah, it's just behind.
So, look, um, so first of all, not happy to see you, both of you again, huh?
Again?
Yeah,
You've come across us. This is funny. I usually don't leave anyone.
no, we thankfully were not in the compound you raided, with the police.
Oh. Oh, right, right.
Yes,
Which
I,
compound?
The
Uh,
dancers.
yes,
Ah,
hmm. Yeah. So, it's like this, okay? Seeing as how you're kind, I'll explain things a bit to you. First of all, we shouldn't have a bounty. Our boss said that we shouldn't, that they would take care of it if we got them the supplies they needed. Secondly, I know very well who the two of you are and the damage you can do, so there's no real need to, do anything unnecessarily
Oh,
harsh.
she just kind of like
relax.
draws the Chris
We are-
back.
Relax, we already said we're not going to.
I know. So, uh,
If it makes you feel any better, they still don't know your face, just the rest of the band. As she kind of unfurls and like holds out the wanted poster just to be like, look, no, there's a bounty for you all.
oh no.
It's time to hang up this purse.
I wasn't even wanting to get involved in this, okay? Look, our, shall I use quotation marks, boss wanted us to raid caravans and said she would take care of things logistically. Not have wanted posts on us. Got what she wanted. Caravan. But
Who
seeing
is
as
this
how
boss?
Someone with the power to keep you from having a bounty is someone who also has enough power to need a fall person.
well, apparently they didn't want a bounty. Look,
Wasn't it that
Because they need
one
because
girl?
something happened to make them need a fall person now.
yeah. So look, I'll just explain what I know, and maybe you'll put in a good word with the authorities to not have us hunted anymore, please.
I mean,
Because,
the best solution for that is to not raid caravans.
well, I mean, we stopped that anyway because the risks, like, we're only doing it because, okay, I former member of the dancers here, along with about half of these, rest of them came along. But this person knew our past and tried to blackmail us. said that
Bethany.
no.
No.
Didn't she die?
No.
That's complicated.
She's like a roach.
Wonderful,
The
wonderful.
simple explanation is simulacrum.
Oh, she could cast that this whole time?
No. Someone else does it for her, I assume.
Oh, great, wonderful, awesome. Anyway,
Her master can.
everyone just has a master these days, right?
I
Okay,
am my own master.
all right, well, fair enough. Anyway, so, so, seeing as how I did all this to not be a wanted criminal, and I became a wanted criminal anyway, no point.
You wish to not be hunted, yes?
Yes, I wish to not be hunted, and I wish to kind of
You...
live in peace a little bit. I want to go back to school and finish my degree.
Well, then I have the solution. She lifts her stacks and goes tap tap. You're coming home with us, and we'll be turning you in. You will not be dead. You can share your story. Hopefully, get some form of leniency.
Okay. And you see the Inuyasha girl kind of like
One of
put
the
a
first things Deepwood PD does when they're investigating someone is put them under a lie detector spell. They'll know if you're telling the truth about being blackmailed, and if you are, you're kids. You'll get off light.
There will be a punishment of some kind, but yes, you'll live to see another day.
she nods, and her girlfriend that was about to make a comment and give her a little like kind of she kind of pauses, kind of gives the cat a look. She gives her friend to look back, and the share a bit of a moment between the two before she just leans. Hey, fine. Leader should take the fall for their questions. She'll kind of take a step away from the rest of her, kind of whistle. All right, boys and girls, pack it up. We're home. I'm going home. Chains. She'll then kind of like, okay, go ahead and lock me up, and carry me to the watch office.
I don't
Rincewind
carry
just
cups
kind of
with
like
me.
Yeah, Rincewind just kind of blinks at her, looks to Morgan, and turns back. Why would we need to chain you? You're already coming
You
with
don't want
us.
to run from me, let's be sure.
I know. I saw.
Good.
I heard you made one. I heard you made Raphael a raisin.
Yeah, that's coming.
Uh, all right, it's fine. Oh, she'll follow the two of
Yeah.
you.
Did you hear about the debt lords?
No, I don't. I'm not. I been in a forest these past
A
few
bit
weeks.
far off.
Keep an ear to the ground. You might hear some more stories.
Oh, that's
Oh, yes.
okay.
Oh, yeah, we're the only students to ever pass the trials of the tower.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's why you're a little bit famous here.
Yes.
If I never have to step foot into that tower again, it'll be too soon.
Oh yeah, no,
You never have to ever again.
I tried it once. I got caught by the first step disintegration trap, and I never went back.
That was a fun little puzzle to figure out how to get that sort of trap figured out.
Rincewind
But so tedious.
just looks at Morgan. You and I have very different definitions of fun.
I like a puzzle. She just says, pushing her fingers together.
Alright. And the three of you make your way back to the... And to kind of like shortcut the whole explanation bit, she'll... Like, there's no need for you guys to really even roll any checks against her. She's A, low-level bandit, B, you're very famous, and C, you also destroyed her last gang.
You're dead.
So this is just information she'll just give you, because she wants to kind of like curry a bit of favor, speak, and also get a little bit of revenge. She'll inform you that her old boss never gave a name, but was some Yuan-Ti woman. That kind of basically had them raiding supplies for alchemy. And
Interesting.
that, yes, and that she is positioned somewhere near... If you want to.
Well, I'm certain we have other fish to fry, unfortunately, but I'm certain the proper authorities will be more than happy to handle that.
She nods.
Unless they're particularly pretty, I don't know.
They are... I mean, I have a girlfriend. She's pretty hot.
I'm not asking you to date them. I'm asking you to rate their beauty on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, on a scale from 1 to 10? Nah, I'd put her at, like, a 9?
Just like juts her lower lip out, like, oh, this sounds pretty good. Looks to Rensois.
She's very good looking, you know? She's got, like, that
Francois
exotic allure to her.
Make a
Francois
pretty good
shrugs.
corpse.
Yeah. Yeah. Francois just shrugs. We'll check in, see what they have at the Necromancer College first.
Fair enough.
No point making the trek if they have a good body.
Fair enough. So we go. We
Yeah.
drop them off at the police station. Like, look what we brought you.
Yeah, you
We'll
get your
take at
pay.
least a fraction.
You get your...
I just picture this girl. I just picture this girl in her head is like, I'm curious to know what they need a body for, and also don't want to know.
Oh no, like she gave you guys a look of, I'm curious. No, I don't want to know.
It's
I
like,
don't want to know.
nope.
Oh,
As
if
long-
she gives that look, it's like, it was going to be you for a minute there, but you were too cute.
Immediate terror. This is when Rensois slaps the bracelet on her anyway, and she's like, nah! Anyway, so yeah, no, you deliver her to the proper authorities. You each get 100 gold each for the leader.
Hooray.
Woo! And they will say that if the rest of the bandit group did truly disband like you said it did, then they'll pay you the rest. They just need to confirm
Look
that
to the leader.
the group did indeed disband.
Well, I don't know how you're going to go about confirming that. I guess with inactivity, but whenever.
And
Then we go to the college.
yes,
You got in the freezer.
Yeah, she'll
Alright.
just be like, go easy on the kid.
the Mr. Cheetah officer gives you a small nod. Oh, don't worry, we got him.
Oh my god,
No,
Shad.
thank you.
Green, maybe. And I don't know what you're oh my godding for. This guy has been here the whole time.
And he's
Don't
been
remember.
eating donuts this whole time, which means he's like
Every
600 pounds
time.
now.
Yeah, no.
Literally just the dude from that movie.
Shush.
No
Anyway.
shush.
Anyway, so
Shame.
yeah. So yeah. You guys go to the college, and At the college, it's very easy to find a corpse. What species are you looking for?
I mean, realistically, she's looking for freshness above species, and
Okay.
then beyond that, it would be. I mean, let's be real. It's Vitrium. It's a bunch of furries and scalies, primarily.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm gonna
Have
roll.
anything in elf today?
I'm gonna roll a few D100s.
Oh boy.
That's a lot of dice.
Oops, all humans.
I said,
Well,
damn, nothing.
funnily
nothing
enough,
above half.
funnily enough, you don't need to worry about freshness because gentle repose just stops that.
I mean, you know what? Fair enough. It's how soon they get the gentle repose on them.
pretty much, and also like the damage to the body before, you know. Looking at all the bodies, you see that there are a few. There's like one Inumashi, a couple Tabaxi, and 3 Yanti. One that is a Noggin Yanti with like the full snake half of the body. Another that is just like more humanoid with like legs, a long whip tail. And the third is just they look almost human, like a few speckles of scales here, and a few patches of fur as well. This one seems to be like super mixed. But all these bodies, none of them have any like super serious injuries, say. And they got the gentle repose off on them after about 1, maybe 2 days. So that's how fresh. Freshest one's like a day old.
Alright, so you said it was 1 Inumashi, 3 Yanti, and what were the other 2?
2 Tabaxi.
Tabaxi.
Yes.
What is oh no. Let's say one of those bodies looks familiar. It's Maxwell.
Oh, that's
Go.
2 days from retirement.
Yeah, no, he already retired. More like 2 days from his wedding.
Oh, ooh. Don't jinx me.
Yeah,
So-
true.
Which one you looking at?
I say she'll kind of pace about looking at the bodies. With how she smiles, Yanti is going to be too intimidating. It's going to be too uncanny valley with an Inumashi.
I will say the prettiest looking are one of the Tabaxi and the super mixed hybrid Yanti.
Yeah. But yeah,
I don't know. I'm
she,
partial to the Cheshire grin.
yeah, with how she grins, I feel, like I said, it'll be too intimidating from a Yanti, and it will be too uncanny valley for an Inumashi. But a big toothy grin from a Tabaxi? Still creepy.
They have a smaller. Of course, but they have a smaller mouth, so it can only be so creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and she'll kind of tap at the forehead of. You didn't say what it is. In my brain, I'm picturing like a calico.
Sure.
There it is.
Just kind of taps a finger on the forehead of the calico Tabaxi. I think this may be our winner.
Very good. They use wax paper to wrap them up.
The door opens back up since you guys have been in a while, and the mortician kind of like leans in. The mortician in this instance is a rabbit folk, white furred, with speckles of brown here and there. They're a little brown and white speckled rabbit. They peek in and they're like, guys, doing okay in there? You decide on a body
Yes.
you need?
Yes, I believe we'll take this one.
Alrighty then. That is the body of a Miss. Heiko Conrad? Yeah. So, since you're not students at the college, you'll be needing to pay about.
What do you mean?
We are graduates of the college.
We are alumni.
Graduates and alumni are not students. Last I checked. Still gotta pay for the body.
But all the money I paid in tuition.
Yeah, I know who you are. All you did was take the final exam. You got
That
a lot
is-
of money out of that. But don't worry, I'm not gonna jack the prices on a corpse up for yous. Though I know you have the money for it, I'm just gonna give you the regular cost for it. Which is...
Oh, good.
It's 100 gold pieces.
Oh, well. A drop in the bucket at this point.
Yeah, I know. I could charge you 1,000. Shrug.
Well, it'd be a shame if you realized I could tell you were lying. You might just be another body on the floor.
Oh, behave. And she'll just turn. 100 gold is fine.
Alright, go ahead and slide me the coinage and I'll, give you the proper body bag for it and another cast of Gentle Repose to set you on your way.
Very well. And she'll start separating out 100 gold and just tosses the bag.
Alright.
Spirit of Agus.
Actually, she doesn't even really need to separate it because she just got given 100 gold, so it's probably already in a bag.
Yes.
Spirit of Agathar. Ask if they have the necromancer discount.
He is not obligated to tell them about the necromancer discount.
Oh, I know.
So yeah, he takes the money and puts the coins away, at which point he reaches around back and grabs a small, like, black sheet, which he then walks in, unfolds it, places it on a little gurney beside the body, and then he proceeds to cast a spell. Which you guys can Arcana check, but it's gonna be very obvious what it is. Is a large hand appears in the air and just plucks the body and puts it onto the black square. At which point he begins murmuring, which will cast Gentle Repose upon the corpse again with the 2 poppers on the eyes, then plucks those off, pockets them, and zips up the bag around it. Alright, here you go. You got a bag of holding for transport, or do I need to get a messenger for you?
No, I have. She pulls off her backpack and just kind of like opens the flap.
And into the bag they go. Just. Alright, pleasure doing business with you ladies. And.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And then we head back.
Right. And that is that you have.
We sure do.
So Agatha, Bonnie,
Yeah.
Are you doing anything?
I have stuff, but let's see if Vonnie has anything.
I really don't have anything.
Well,
Brooding.
I've been so busy life I haven't thought of anything.
Okay, well
Fair.
you have Soren's date to think about something else. Agatha, what do you want to do?
well, after that wonderful night with Soren, that was also orchestrated by Soy Fang. He cannot have the only thing he one of the things he's good at, which is spoiling people, be one up. So he is going to attempt to one up Soy Fang's spoiling by giving her another spa day, but he's going to give it a little bit of a twist.
Oh,
As he goes out to get another bottle of wine, he's got some coin left. He is going to cast Sending to Raymir.
oh boy. Okay. All right. What's the message, buddy?
It is going to be I weird out of blue question. What are some things Soy likes in the bedroom? She's twice my size. I have a lot to ground to make up.
So, what you get back is actually hold on. I need to roll a thing.
Another pot of coffee wasted.
So yeah, no. You get back the sound of him spitting something out, just like pfft. Ah, hot, 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 hot. I'm sorry. What? You want me to describe for you how to bang Soy?
When you put it like that.
Please, thank you.
Please and thank you.
This is beautiful.
what's the problem?
This is gonna be beautiful. His response, because he's gonna cast another sending spell. His response will be, "Well, we've done it a few times already, but I think I'm gonna need a bit more help since you have more experience."
Roll a persuade.
At disadvantage.
Not at disadvantage, because he actually likes Agatha. Okay. Oh my.
Oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna do it.
What are you gonna do?
I'm using my
Use your use your inspiration, buddy.
17. The things I do for my wife.
The best inspiration use yet.
Now
Okay.
that we get those
maybe?
few and far between, I use it for trying to bang my wife better.
Okay, so the response you get back is, I ever expected this kind of a discussion, let alone over my morning breakfast. But I suppose I can be of some assistance.
Can he tell, is that just annoyance or jealousy?
Inside, I guess. Oh, fuck, you rolled high. No! You're supposed to roll low, you fuck! Alright. So, you get the sense that it's a unorthodox thing. It's an unorthodox question. He's more upset that he spilled his coffee just hearing you randomly ask that question. And he's not like jealous per se, but there may be a hint of is that the only reason you ever want to talk to me? Ugh.
He's going to cast sending. He's got to use. Uh,
You then get a sending spell.
oh, perfect.
I tire of these 25-word sequences. Go to the local mages guild and get a send script. My tag is Sand King.
Okay. Agador will. He will not get wine because that thing might cost money. He's gonna run to the Mage Guild wherever that is.
Oh, it's easy
This
to find.
motherfucker just dropped his Discord handle.
It's actually his Twitter handle. Thank you.
Oh, that's even worse.
Follow him on Twitter at the Sand King.
Yeah, at the Sand King.
So yeah, you hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not.
So yeah, you basically pitter patter all the way to the Mages Guild, and you ask them about a send script, and they're like, oh, okay, that'll be 15 gold.
He will. Yeah, he'll be up 15.
Yeah, and they basically supply you with a magical paper and a bill and ink that seem to be made of lightly magical ink.
Hmm.
And as you kind of like sit down there, they ask you, what would you like your handle to? Keep in mind this will be the official handle you buy at all mages.
I love my wife, 69.
Soy Boy 69.
And please refrain yourself from doing more than 12 letters.
Okay. Okay, I think I got one. Lord Bone.
Already taken.
Damn it! Hold on.
Might I offer a suggestion?
Sure.
Ethereal hand.
Oh, bad.
You could always try Lord Bone 42516.
Ooh. How about the Lord Bone, but have the O in the bone be replaced by a 0?
You see that you see this old wizard and elven. Surprisingly, old elven wizard just kind of like close his eyes and think for a moment. That is not taken.
What?
It seems as if no one has thought to put letters, has thought to put numbers to replace letters. They usually put.
Well, I'm used to thinking outside the box.
Yes. Are you able to send to your patriot handle? Or do you require our assistance?
I can send one more.
He gestures.
He pulls out his Pearl of Power, uses it to get the 3rd level spell slot back, and then he's going to use it on Rainier. And he's going to say, alright, set up my script. The name is the Lord Bone. 0 is O in bone.
Alright. Are there any capital letters I should worry about?
I got his response. Looks at the wizard. Now I'm gonna need your help.
The wizard nods. I figured as much considering last sending. Please, what's the message you need to send and who to send it to?
The message is no capital letters, all lowercase. And you send it to Raimier, the Emperor of this. Raimier.
The man nods, just puts a finger to his temple, and just you see this flicker of red magic, flicks it off, and then he nods. Shall be receiving a message. Thank you for using our services. Have an hour of compensation.
Thank you.
Additional hours shall be paid for in intervals.
Cool. That's good. Thank you.
And with that, the man gives you a small bow, and then he leaves, leaving you in a room alone with your script as you see penning itself into reality in front of you. Okay. So what's the plan? What do you want to do? And how much advice do you want to give, and how much do you want to find out on? And with that, we can probably just leave it there and say that you get information. It's useful information. Even
Information that makes him sweat a little bit.
You even find out a couple favorite things like flower. She likes nightshade. Mainly because it's a practical flower that she can use to kill.
Makes sense. Yeah, through that conversation at the very end, he's going to thank Raimier for all the advice. And he is going to, write essentially, he's like, yeah, I appreciate everything, and I know maybe you're not ready, but if you are for some stuff, I think there is somebody in Morningwood in Vitrium that I think you would find very attractive.
You see pinning itself into reality 2 dots, a line beneath them, and a line that is cocked above one of the dots in a raised eyebrow.
I did an emoji.
Yes.
Right. He's gotten with the times pretty fast.
He's hip. Cool.
And he is going to
How do you do, fellow kids?
he's just gonna say, he can't draw it. He doesn't have enough time. He probably doesn't have enough time to draw on it.
I mean,
but-
if you want, you can make a sleight of hand check to try and draw quickly.
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
Go for it. Sleight of hand.
Okay.
Performance advantage. See how good that art is. And we'll say it's dexterity
There it is.
based, so you
Oh,
can add more to that.
Plus
So it's
4.
like
so
plus
add
4.
another 2.
Another 2, so that's an 11.
God damn it.
Don't worry. The nat 20 lower the d. So you draw a fairly good representation of someone, like not the greatest by any stretch of the imagination, but like,
Exactly what I was talking about.
but like it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's enough to get the message across, and like the response you get is just like 2 dots, a circle beneath them, and a little scribble beneath the eyes to make it look like a blush.
And under that with like kind of like a no, he's not gonna do it yet, but he's gonna reply, and he was that young black dragon I resurrected, so his body is made to perfection, and he has a very fond. He's very fond to tabaxi, and then just the simple dot dot greater than sign, just a little smile.
Actually, it'd be dot dot with a V beneath it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. The writing back is, I will have to. And then you hear a knock on the door as that wizard in. Would you be so kind as to roll up the scroll, or this is for another hour?
Can I get just one more out, and then I'll roll it up? Just one more message.
No, sir.
He'll be. Oh, okay, fair enough. He's gonna roll it up and hand it to the.
Thank you, sir. He is then going to take it, and he will say, "Do you wish me to archive this, or..."
You could destroy it.
And with that, he just kind of like throws it in the air, and it just immolates immediately. Just whoosh, gone.
That is very useful. I'm gonna have to use this place more often.
Right. And that is that.
Gonna get wine and then run back to the cart and initiate spa day point 2 with all that he's learned.
Fancy. She likes it. She loves it. She does want more of it, and that's why there's another 808. Soren,
DM.
your turn, Bobby. I have a thing you wanted to do with an N-word. How cute.
I changed my mind. We can go. No, I'm just kidding.
Ah! Fine. I'll do it myself.
You better RP Soren perfectly, or I'm coming to your house.
Nah, it's fine. If you want to just kind of like do a quick skim over, we can. I have other stuff I can get to.
Well, I mean, I'm for either. I just figured I don't know how soon you want us to be heading off to Vori, so
At this point,
That's
next
kind-
session,
okay. I mean, we could do a full-on thing.
I have another thing that I need to get to, and then I have Garmanthi's new animation in the body to get to. I have a couple things. Rest of this session. So yeah,
Well, yeah, let's
at
yeah,
least tell me what you do on this date, what you want, and then I'll cut it at a very particular. You can have a small conversation, and there.
Well, Soren was going to take her back out to another place, and probably the same place they went to the first time, as a kind of all right, where were we kind of thing.
Hey,
And
easily done. She's more than happy to kind of like run around with you.
and of course, profusely apologize for what happened last time.
The girls even offer.
And he'll let Enwin know. In fact, he'll probably let Enwin touch the sword so they can tell her directly if they want to.
She still shivers it. It's very weird. It's a weird experience to be talking to someone in a sword.
And he's just gonna be like, "Hi, how do you think I felt? How do you think I felt when I experienced it the first time?"
Probably pretty strange. I mean, it's nice that they're apologetic.
They're good girls. They mean well. I don't even think they intended. I don't even think Migi had intended it for it to happen. It just kind of did.
She nods. Yeah, I suppose. I think it's very nice that you took me out again. You didn't have to. I'm still a little bit, you know, little bit shocked that you're still into me, especially when you have, your boyfriend.
He kind of smiles at that and nods and says, "I think I understand what you're getting at. But I'm gonna tell you the same thing I told him. Um, I've been on my own for a long time, and ever since I started, caring about this kind of thing, I didn't really have much of a chance to explore it. So it's just been bottled up for a while. I'm wanting to experience it to its fullest. And you've been good to me. I like being around you, and you're fun, for most of all. And it just seemed like a good idea to me. And so far, I have yet to be proven wrong.
She nods. Well, happy that you think that way. Happy that I could alleviate some of that you have. Here, let me take you somewhere. She'll kind of like take your hand.
He'll let her take it, and he'll let her guide her. He'll let her guide him.
She guides you through the city street and to a small with a signpost out front on like one of those like little like tent shaped signs that has chalked into it poetry slam. She gestures. I figured you might enjoy it.
He narrows his eyes as he looks at it. He goes, "I think I've heard the term slam used once before. What is a poetry slam?"
Oh, it's where you basically go up, you read off a poem that you wrote, or you improv a poem, and people either snap or clap to show approval.
Is this the same as
Oh.
in slammed down big style?
There are occasional battles between poets, whatnot, but that's usually between two people that agree to it beforehand, or two rival.
I see. So, like a battle, but with words, not with blades.
Yes,
Interesting.
yes, very.
Well, I'm all for attending. Don't know if I'm going to partake in any battles because I'm not very. Well, I ain't very proficient with words right now.
I
I'm
mean,
working on that part, though.
like, you can always try. It isn't like you don't like people at poetry slams don't shame the loser of a battle or any of the contestants. It's more just like expression, you know. So long as you don't as long as you aren't like an ass and like bring up someone's marital issues or something, then you're fine.
He nods and he says, "Well, sure, let's give it a try.
All right.
I'm willing to sit in on a few."
She takes you in, and the two of you enter a very dimly lit with a few hookah pipes in the corner, a couple drums, and you see on the stage a tabaxi man who is in like full kabuki theaters or get up with like the with like a mask on, some long trailing ribbon around his wrists, and you see him kind of like clap his hands and stomp his feet a couple times before saying, "And then there I was, along the mountainside, going, until I hit side. And you can see Enwyn flinch at the rhyming of side with side. But, the two of you power forward, and apparently, the current person is telling the story of how they basically climbed up a mountain and then slid down. And in their sliding down, they discovered art of flight as they hit a ramp, flew through the air, and landed in a tree. It was the main performance that was actually good was, his kind of like get up, his movements, and his storytelling. But the poetry aspect was more free. It was more free form than anything else. But
It's open mic nights for you.
yeah, pretty much. But whenever he does finish up, there are polite claps and snaps of their fingers, just like snap, snap, snap. And you see Enwyn also clap as well, as he gives a bow, steps off, and taking the stage again is a large German Shepherd Inumashi man, who gestures to the crowd. All right, everyone. Who's ready to battle with our latest comer to the day? And from that point, a rabbit folk hops onto stage and just kind of gives like a little like arms out, just like T-pose, just like, hey yo, well, what is it?
Thanks, I hate it.
I feel like fireballing something right now. I don't know why.
I'm not even there, and I feel it from the distance.
Boy,
Who
am I glad.
here?
Boy, am I glad. Boy, am I glad I can
Oregon,
cut him in half with air.
Who here would like to battle Mr. Hoppington? And just kind of
God,
Whose rap name is Mr. Hoppington?
little on the nose.
this guy,
Seems a little
Rippity
racist.
rap-tastic.
this guy, because he hips and he hops,
Oh, I hate it.
and he kind of like gestures out to the crowd. Soren, would you like to take on this battle?
No, he would not.
Thank God.
Enwyn's just gonna kind of like look at him, just like, wanna battle Sir Hoppington?
He's kind of just got his eyes narrow, and he just looks at her like with a smile, and just kind of like shakes his head and just whispers, "Not right at the moment. I think I need to read the room first."
All right. I see how it is. Intimidated by Sir Hoppington, the brave Soren. Whoever thought?
He just takes a deep breath and sighs and smiles again. He goes, "Well, if the tools were different, I might be willing to take him up on it."
That's fine. she giggles and just kind of like you lightly as someone stands up from a robed and hooded figure with a mask upon. And whenever this figure does stand up, the crowd has this moment. And you feel the room kind of like hold its own breath as a traveler takes the stage.
Oh, that fucker's dead.
And Sir Hoppington kind of like hails ever so slightly and goes, ha 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 ha. Yo yo! So, you're hooded, but you think you're hood. You're no rabbit, but you think you can hip and hop like Mr. Hippy Hoppy over here, right? And as you know, Sir Hoppington gets into his kind of like flow state, kind of like you know, rapping through his own fear in a very clinical way, as this traveler just stares them down. And this guy kind of just says, "You think you're scary, you think you're clever, but you ain't none of those things. In fact, you're lame." In fact, I'm just gonna pretend I never heard of you, and say that you are gonna leave the stage. Guy does like a little turnaround and like points away from the stage, and like normally speaking you would expect some kind of like reaction out of that, but like the crowd just kind of like gives him a very polite golf clap. Shut it, Rinspaw. Don't talk about me losing people because of my terrible rap skills. I'm white. I'm
And
no
who was the one that
Eminem.
decided to do this?
I was about to say, so is Eminem.
I'm no Eminem. Ah. Anyway,
So I'm gonna sub just to unsub.
Look, I'm white too, but you had the setup. You're like, it's like, you know, say you're lame. I'm gonna say that I don't even know who you are. It's like, I don't even know your name. It was right there.
damn it. No.
All right, we're canceled. It's been a pleasure, been an honor.
We'll see you next year.
See you next year.
The date ends with like DJ with DJ like hoppity hop being pulled out on a stretcher.
Ash.
It's so bad he just goes catatonic. The guy he's like rapping against never even gets to get a word in. It's just like, whoa, okay.
She just cries at friends.
The traveler silent casts vicious mockery.
Oh
I
boy.
say the traveler can't be much better because Shad also has to pretend to rap good too.
In a bad French accent at that.
See, I'm just
no.
waiting. See, I'm waiting for the announcer to be like, "All right, who's next?" And Dralam's like, "I will go." Dralam, do you know how to do slam poetry? I don't need to know how. I'm a genius.
Maybe when she was senile.
Yeah, she has shame. She has her shame back.
But no, like, and Edwin just kind of like whispers to Soren, "That was not very." But also, I'm pretty sure that, and Traveler is probably about to destroy him, lyrically speaking.
And Soren just kind of smiles and he just says, and whispers back to her, "Aren't you glad I didn't go up there?"
I think by now, would have preferred.
Right, but it wouldn't have been in his interest, and would it?
And the Traveler gives this person a small nod before they begin. In the land, there's a music note danced in the air, a rabbit folk flunked out with a twitch of despair. Strummed all the lutes, sang all the tunes, his melodies faltered to no. He'd hoped to enchant his ultimate air, yet his bardic career met a snare. Now he hops through the woods with a less than whimsical, finding no joy in any failure. Instead, rapping and trying to sing. and the crowd kind of just goes, ooh. Lots of snaps there. A couple claps, and Sir Hoppington just kind of, like, he looks like he's seen a ghost at this point. And just kind of, like, looks a little
Bro, watch
mortified.
his whole career die.
Yeah, pretty much. and he's just like, I lost. And then just
No
kind
rebuttals.
of just kind of like hands his microphone off to the announcer, and the announcer's like, and that is the world champion of the Slam Poetry Jam versus Sir Hoppington. Do you have a word for the audience, world champion? Or, sorry, building champion. My fault. Not a world yet. To which the traveler simply responds, maybe. Who knows? I don't. And the guy goes, oh, and that's the usual for these guys, isn't it? And people laugh, although and there are a couple people consoling Sir Hoppington who just kind of like, and the traveler just kind of like steps down from the podium as a couple more people hop on to try and, like, recite haiku, do other bits. Soren?
Soren's just kind of enjoying this moment with Enwin, and just listening to the different poetries that are happening. Just like taking it in, taking notes, and seeing how he could maybe work it into song later on. Getting ideas for how they build their lyrics.
Right. And are you going to do any poetry?
No. Because out of character, I am not that good at that.
Okay, then.
I apologize.
Oh no, nothing to apologize for. However, Enwin does kind of like stand up at one point and say, "Let me go read a poem." She'll give you a wink.
And he's gonna smile and just like kind of like gesture to the stage and says, "I wait to hear it."
She
He
smiles.
leaves. Soren gets up and walks out.
And she walks up to the stage and hops onto it. She then points to the drummer and she says, "Give me a beat, drum man." The guy goes, "Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Do-do." She takes the mic. Love, it's a whisper of dawn's gentle light, a warmth in the heart on a cold. It's the dance of two shadows in the moon's soft embrace. A mirror of soul, tender, sweet. Love weaves through the moments both big and small, a hand to hold steady. In laughter and tears and silence between, it's the bond that connects all spaces unseen. And there's a drum beat that plays off a little and she gives a point to you, Soren. Wink.
He is she inviting him up to, like, I'm
No, she's basically saying that was for you. Wah!
oh. He starts like snapping at first very slow, and then starts picking up, and then he just starts clapping.
She giggled. She hops off the stage. And the two of you have a wonderful day. or wonderful night of basically just listening to various poems and stuff. On occasion, whenever battles take place, there are a couple battles where, like, a contestant gets through other contestants, where champion steps in, and typically speaking, ends the battle with a single verse.
Personally, I don't think it's fair that they allow a traveler to be the champion.
She shrugs. I mean, what can you say? They're good.
Yeah, they are, but I think I'd like to see how you do against him.
Oh no. I couldn't.
I enjoy not crying in the corner.
Let's just say, the first day that they were here kind of chilling out in the corner, everyone tried to take them on, but, no one really got past a couple verses.
Is the traveler still on the stage?
No,
Is he still in the building?
of course.
So Soren's just gonna kind of look over at him and narrow his eyes a little bit, and then say, I think that's a challenge calling me name, though. Not at the moment. I have to practice and train.
I mean, you could always challenge him now and test the waters. People love an underdog story.
He thinks about it for a second and then says, I think I'll wait till later. I wanted to be with you, and any time that I'm up on stage is time I'm apart from you.
Haven't been on stage at all, though, Soren.
Well, but if I go up on stage now, then that's time I ain't here with you, you know?
I mean, still here in the building, aren't you? I'd find it very fun. Or at least entertaining.
You're tempting, you're very tempting. But
Whatever happened to the brave samurai I'm supposed to be dating, huh?
well, the brave samurai's weapon of choice is the blades. He is very untrained in words.
Aye, and how do you get better at words other than throwing yourself into the fire, huh?
Reading a dictionary?
What's that?
Webster Daw. Merriam Don Webster Daw. His two books.
I mean,
So,
yeah, would we be able to do like rolls on this? Because, like I said, my brain's kind of dead at the moment. I wouldn't be able
Sure
to
you
think of
can.
anything interesting.
I'll-
Maybe I could come up with some idea.
I'll let you do rolls and give me like a general and you basically give me a general idea of what you're trying to kind of like battle with this traveler about, what you're trying to poke fun at, or what you're trying to kind of like say in general, and like, you know, you can roll for that. And if you roll high enough, I'll even let everyone else jump in to try and help you out.
All right, yeah, let's do that. Because I'm usually not good at coming up with lyrics on the spot.
That's
all right, Redswell, you're up.
You want to be Soren for a second?
Pulling the teeth out the back of my mouth, the closest you'll get to my wisdom.
Oh shit! Okay.
Sword says that.
All right then. So yeah, you approach the stage.
The problem is if you ask me, I'm just gonna start quoting NF lyrics.
That's fine. I don't care.
He doesn't exist in the world, so there you go.
If you
Not plagiarism if they don't exist.
if you if you activate his trap card, he'll start singing Rap God to you.
Oh no.
I'm beginning to feel like a rap god. All my people from the front to the back. No,
Yeah.
God, I used to could do the fast part.
Nice.
I'm trying to think if I even still remember it.
Anyway, so yes, Soren.
What I gotta do to get it to them, subhuman.
Okay, right. All right, Soren. You approach the stage. What do you do when you approach it? What do you say? You look at the announcer. Announcer is a Inumashi man. Oh look,
He,
a new patron. How's it going, buddy?
it's going all right. First time up here and all.
Oh, nice! We got some fresh meat on the stage.
Dead man walking.
I mean, he doesn't know he's
Oh
trying
my
to
God,
battle
it's
yet.
dead.
He doesn't know who he's trying to battle yet.
So he's going to introduce himself and just be like, "Hi, my name is Soren, and it's my first
My
time
name
here."
is Chicka Slim Bunny.
All right, everyone, give it up for Soren, first time on stage. And there's polite clapping. And what are you reading off today? Poem you wrote?
Well, I'm kind of in the mood in the metal for I'm a samurai by trade, so I go by battle. So I kind of make myself better by battle. So I'm thinking maybe someone in here wants to try and take me on.
You
Are we
get...
still doing the battles?
Oh, of course we are, sir. You want to point out a person you want to challenge, or do you want to have a random challenger show up?
Let's do a random challenger.
All right.
And here comes the traveler.
I'm going to roll a D100.
Here comes Vonnie.
You get a tabaxi. A little tabaxi lady who comes up to the stage and kind of like gives you a big grin. All right there, Buckarooski. Time for you to meet your match. You think a newbie like you can battle old me? Probably not.
A little old tobacco. Hey, hello, young whippersnapper.
She is neither old nor she is little. She is like 7 foot tall.
You said
Sorry, I'm sending you rhymes and lyrics.
Good. No!
No, I can't use help for this.
Yeah, you have the
Although-
sword. You have advantage.
Although that one's kind of good.
Yeah, it is.
The rhyme is mommy sorry, mommy sorry.
But yeah, no, but he's just gonna look back at this person and just say, "Well, we don't know. Well, you've never seen me before, so you don't know how good I am. We won't know until we actually try it, huh?"
No, we won't.
He holds out his right hand for a handshake.
She'll shake your hand. It's all in good fun.
All right. So
All right.
so he's just kind of like standing there nervous. So he's like, "So who goes first?" Kind of showing that this is his first time doing this at all.
All right. So, if you want, you can roll a performance check.
All right.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Damn.
Okay.
So let's see. What is it? Is it considered like racist or speciesist at all to make fun of a cat's color if she's orange colored?
No. That's
Is it a dick move?
that's part of battle rap. Her opening bit is actually she'll let you go first. So what is your battle rap about, huh? Give me that.
So he's probably going to start bringing her height into it, and wondering how she even got through the door, and then basically attribute that to, like, is she an orange colored tabaxi?
Yes, she is an orange-colored tabaxi.
Okay, so he's going
is
to
now.
attribute that to the wisdom of orange cats, and basically that must be why you're up here trying to challenge me.
All right, fair enough. Fair enough. She grins and she laughs along with you. You do very well. You get quite a few snaps and claps. She grins and she's like, all right, I see how it is. Okay. Yo, my name's Melanie, and by the time I'm done with you, it's gonna be called a felony. With rhymes so sharp, I'll cut through you like a spike. Got a purse so smooth and swagger so grand. When I hit the stage, you'll be buried in the sand. Your beats are weak while my lyrics shine bright. I'll charm your whole crew, leave them lost in the night. Got melodies that'll hypnotize, stories that stun when the show's over. Remember, I've already won.
Last bit did rhyme.
If
Shut it!
Agatha was there, he would just kill her right there. You said, what about my boyfriend? Bullet.
a dart just appears in her neck. She's like, hey, what? Just drops.
Just a shot from the railgun.
Just shot from the railgun.
Okay. So yeah.
Oh, I make fun of my husband.
So yeah.
He just pulls the gun on her. She's like, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me?" No. She is. What? She looks over. Anna's charging.
And has a little pistol.
Anna has a little pistol.
Even though she has shotguns in her arms, she's holding a little pistol.
She's holding the.
She's holding the world's smallest gun between like 2 fingertips.
She's holding the cricket.
Yeah, the noisy cricket. Just...
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, the two of you battle for about 2 or 3 verses between one another, going back and forth. Roll me another performance.
Yay!
Oh boy!
Fucking go, Ch-ldr-n.
All right. How do you finish the battle?
So this all depends. Does Soren win the battle?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, you do.
Okay.
That's why I asked how you finish this.
Okay. So he's going to. I don't know. I'd have to say, like, the last 2 lines would be something like, "Well, Melanie, it was a pleasure to meet you, but my name is Soren, and it was my honor to beat you."
Oh! Like the crowd throws it up, like, oh shit! Claps
Did you
all
use the
around.
line I gave you?
Claps and snaps all around. What line? What line, Soren? Give it.
That was the line.
Oh yeah, nice.
Just the one I gave you?
Those are the last 2 lines.
Oh. I thought of it and I'm like, that's perfect.
Hell yeah. All right. So yeah, no, you win, and you know she laughs about it, and she's like, hey, you're pretty good for an amateur. Shake your hand.
He extends his hand to shake.
She shakes it back and just kind of like vigorously, and
And it went, boom.
then she leaves stage. But no, she very clearly had a lot of fun with it. The crowd had a lot of fun with it. They enjoyed themselves. But before you can leave the stage, a ominous presence can be felt. as approaching, and upon the stage is the traveler.
His ears just kind of drop back as he looks at the traveler.
A pretty. Oh,
Thank you. Thank you.
that is what you wish to say. Then, no.
No, he just said thank you.
Yes,
Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
if that is what you wish to say.
Well, it was a nice compliment coming from someone as gifted as you.
Pass it to.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll insight.
He's
Yeah.
like, please challenge me. I'm not allowed to ask.
Not after what happened a month ago. Not after the incident.
Not after the
The traveler
Typical
then.
insight check.
The 9 insight. He asked like a question. In fact, his earlier comment, like everything he phrases as if it's a question, and then you remember with your intelligence that, oh yeah, they talk in questions.
So after he says, if that's what you want to say, he just replies. He just kind of grins and says, "Maybe. Who knows? I don't."
You catch a small from the traveler. They kind of like give you a finger gun, like, I see there.
Hey.
They kind of gesture to you. Ladies first, no?
He's going to take a step to the step onto the stage and go, "Sure, ladies first," and put on the choker. No, I'm just kidding.
You jest as you're like, yeah, ladies first. He nods. Should you not value your chokers then?
He turns to his head to look at the traveler and just like lowers the microphone and says, "How do you know about that?"
Don't say anything. Smile. Gesture to you.
All right, he's going to do another performance check on this one, I think.
Okay.
Why are all the performances great, but all my insights are shit?
Because you're gonna need it.
Oh my gosh, Rensois with the cutting remark.
The bars.
All right. What is your what's your first verse about?
Well, the first verse is going to be about how he has already climbed numerous challenging mountains, and this is just going to be another one. And how, let's see. So I keep forgetting. What do the travelers wear? Are they like fully cowled and like fully masked, or
Fully
are they?
robed, fully masked.
Making fun of the traveler's attire is probably not a good idea. But yeah, it's basically.
I don't.
Yes, but he's basically just going to say he's going to say how he's climbed and like crossed so many mountains, and this is just going to be another one for him. Basically, like acknowledging the traveler's skill in rap, but saying that he's willing to take on the task.
Right. Traveler nods, and then replies, in the quiet dojo where shadows fade, samurai stands where his master once stayed. Sword not cold, beside him, legacy faded, distant lost gleam. Trains in silence where echoes once rang, wisdom of his master in distant clay. Each swing of his blade he seeks at to honors the
In the
essence
middle of
for which
I'm in
he
a mood.
still
Fine.
yearns.
That's personal. That is personal. His expression kind of starts dropping as the traveler brings up his old master, and the life just kind of like seems to leave his eyes at that point in time, and he just says, he like just kind of quietly brings the microphone up to his mouth, and he says, "You win," and he hands it back to the into the stage master and goes back to sit down next to N1.
My rhyme.
And there you have the... Well, shit. And there you have the reigning champion once more. And as you take a seat, Edwin just like look. She looks guilty. I'm sorry. Are you?
I am just I wasn't ready for that. I didn't think he'd go that far. I don't know if I've told you about this already, but actually, did Soren tell her about a second? But he just kind of says, "I can explain later," but I think he looks over at the traveler and just takes a deep breath, and he says, I think so. I think I should leave.
She nods.
I'm sorry.
No. I've seen many a people go up and face off against champion, just walk away with eyes like they've seen.
I can explain what he was talking about there. But not here. Please.
She nods. And she'll kind of like take your hand and but
And he follows.
before you go, a hand will rest on your shoulder.
He's gonna stop and see whose hand it is.
Traveler.
He just turns to look at the traveler, just with still kind of a sullen expression.
And I need Be just a second.
Okay.
And this traveler begins to. Their eyes seeming to be distant, clouded over. Shadowed lips, tangled. Food the stars align. Shall find your master, but twilight of dusk, where the old paths meet. Challenge of sweet. Draw forth your blade and face of honor. Honor to settle the score. The bonds of the past will be tested and torn. To claim your own path, a sacrifice must be. To end your rise from the ashes of front your master and slaying the guide who showed you your own. And that they seem to kind of like shudder and then stumble before looking up to you and kind of like gently shoulder. And then they turn to leave.
His eyes narrow as he watches the traveler leave, and he immediately seems lost in thought on the words, and then says, "We should probably go." Denwin.
Yeah. Yeah, we should.
And as they're kind of like walking away, his hands ball into fists, and he grumbles a bit, and he says, "Oh, damn it, this is the second time now."
Second time for what?
Second time that your night is being ruined with me.
Say that. I had fun. I even got to read my poem.
He takes a deep breath, trying to like calm himself, and he says, "And it was very nice. Thank you."
Got to see you battle Melody. Fun.
It was an interesting experience, to be sure. I think I might have to do it some more.
She nods.
Thank you for showing it to me, though. I did enjoy my time in there. Up until, you know.
It's okay. So love. And I mean, hey. It's fun. And it can still be fun. We just go get some dessert. Ice cream.
I think I'd like that. If you want, I can explain what he was talking about, because they have. It appears the travelers have a way of digging into your past and finding things that are points in your life that are very very prominent to you. You know what I mean?
She nods.
What he was talking about is very relevant to something that happened to me recently, and like I said, if you want, I can tell you about it. I think it might be better. It's just to try and find more enjoyment out of the night than to wallow in sadness any further. He says with kind of a weak smile.
It's up to you.
And he hugs her again and he says, "I'm sorry again."
Hey, nothing to be sorry for, okay? And with that, she'll kind of like she'll squeeze you back, and the two of you will begin to fade to ice cream, so on and so forth. Also, hey, Morrigan Bobby,
Yeah.
got some background audio.
Like you want me to pick it, or do you got it?
No, like you have some in your microphone background audio.
Oh. Can you turn the music, the TV down? She can't hear me.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I will
Okay,
note.
sorry.
I will note, Soren. There was something fairly unexpected that happened.
Well, you mean aside from the traveler like going into his past and bringing up old memories?
Yeah. There was also the whole statement. Because that wasn't a question, sorry. That was it. That was a sorry. Then
Sorry, mommy. Sorry, mommy.
it'd be daddy in this perspective.
Sorry, Daddy? Sorry, Daddy?
Sorry, Papa. Sorry, Papa.
Anyway, so yeah, it's just a little thing, you know. She didn't notice.
Yeah, I did notice, just didn't know what to do with it at the time.
I mean, it's okay. You don't need to do anything. So I'm gonna cut away from there and swap Morgan. The two of you return to the cart with the body. What are you gonna do with it?
I am. This is where I wash my hands of things. This is where she makes it the mushroom monster.
All right, Francois, what are you doing?
Yeah, Francois will kind of, head back to the caravan. Kind of, I guess somewhere like kind of just like out back of the caravan, kind of. And she will kind of run a hand along her chin. Okay. And she just kind of checks the vials where she's got the where she's been propagating these mushroom spores, running through like a checklist in her head. Okay. Okay. Honey, can you lay out the body here?
Oh, okay, nicknames. She does that.
It'll take the both of you to actually pick up the body and place it on the ground and then unzip it.
Yeah, we're small.
Well, one of you is small.
Well, one of us is small.
Muscles small.
Yeah.
I don't know. Actually, like Morgan's pretty stacked for halflings with 12 strength.
Yeah, same with Agathar. He's
Yeah.
13 for kobolds.
Yeah, and I have 7 strength. So one is small of stature, one is small of
Oh.
musculature.
Tiny muscular person.
So yeah, the two of you place the body onto the ground, unzip it, and you reveal your tabaxi. Her eyes are closed, and her hands are like laid across her chest, like a little like that normal like vampire pose. What do you do?
And Francois will just kind of. She gave it, the body a cursory, like, look over in the cold storage, but it's like, you don't go fingering the goods until you own it. As she, like, does a more in-depth check, like running fingers
Okay.
through fur, checking, like, the structure underneath. Is there, like,
Right?
was there
Roll.
cause of death, bruising, etc., etc.
All right. Roll medicine. 11.
It's an 11. It's not
Um,
phenomenal.
you're kind of like running your hands. There are no obvious injuries that caused this woman's death, and it wasn't from old age either. So you're not exactly sure how this person died.
She didn't check the mug, clearly.
Put it.
Should have checked the morgue.
Should have
Yeah,
checked
never,
Mhm.
hashtag never forget the mug. Yeah, it's like, but as she, kind of does her check over the body, she'll kind of nod. Okay. Okay. And she will kind of move to sit cross-legged near, like, where the head is. And she'll kind of take a seat there, and there's a small, like, pop as she pops the cork on the incubation tube. As she will begin, like, she will reach her hand out, as it just forms this kind of dull greenish glow of her magic. As the spores kind of begin to lift and swirl about her hand. And she does all this. She'll, like, reach out and, touch specific spots, mostly, like, it'll be like a quick touch to the forehead, each temple, kind of a small, like, spaced out line around the neck, particularly like the back side of the neck and down along the spine, and then several along the top of the head, as she just starts spreading these spores out and around, which, I mean, Morrigan's smart enough to know, like, she's spacing them out around the central nervous system, essentially. And then as these small spores kind of just start spreading themselves about, and Rincewind will then just kind of bring her hands in, brush them off a bit, and then, okay, now for the part to see if this actually works. Okay, here goes nothing. As she takes a deep breath and closes her eyes and just very gently hovers her hands kind of just over and kind of cupped a few inches above the corpse, like around the head, as she will begin, the glow from her hands begins to intensify as she channels her spore magic into it, kind of propagating the mushrooms to grow, expand, take root. And then I would suppose from there, that call is yours.
So
I don't know if I need new rolls or you want the 3 rolls from before.
what is your highest level slot?
My highest level spell slot is a 2nd level.
I would like you to burn all of your
All the seconds or all of the slots?
all of the slots.
Very well.
And I would like you to make me a wisdom saving.
7 spell slots burned. And you said a wisdom save? A 23.
As you it's like to flood magical into these spores. See that the fur and skin, like your fingers, shift and move so slightly as these mushrooms blossom forth within the body itself and then go still and settle. And as this dark filters forth and begins to coat the whole, see that the energy itself is spreading forth following the lines of spore growth. You see kind of like a lattice work of green root-like lines just kind of filtering through the body and going from the top of the head and along the spine, basically wherever you put the spores at, all along the rest of the body. You see them kind of wrapping around the arm muscle system and slithering further down. And after a few minutes of duration, 5 minutes or so, the body jumps beneath your hands, and hear the ragged a ragged breath as you successfully reanimate the body.
That's a first for you.
Yeah, she just kind of wipes sweat from her forehead.
Also,
Yeah, that's
Arcana at advantage.
Arcana at advantage is a 9. She tired.
Yes, very tired. You don't really have the wherewithal to think about what you've just done, what all it is. But I will say, even with a 9, you can tell that this body is not reanimated in the sense of a zombie, but more in they are actually alive.
The body
alive.
functions, but there's nothing in it.
Yes, there's no soul.
Yeah,
It is an empty vessel.
As Morgan makes her comment, Rincewind just kind of reaches up and wipes sweat off her brow before kind of leaning back on her arms. She's like, yeah, that's oh, I'm wiped.
Also, I'll give you another medicine check.
She shakily raises a finger and kind of wags it. I'm not Agathar wiped, but I am wiped.
I was going to say, if you had made that pertinence, I would have worried.
Another medicine, 12.
Their breath, the body's breath seems to be a lot more ragged than it should be.
They were a smoker.
And on occasion you hear a little
And Francois, it kind of takes her a bit of kind of being, in her state, and then she just sucks her teeth. They drowned. There's water in the lungs.
Oh,
Let's see. She's going to see what she can do about, well, the chest compressions wouldn't get about the lungs.
Shape water would.
Well, I mean, I guess it would. I don't have any spell slots.
Shape water's a cantrip.
You know what? That's fair. I also don't think I have it, but I will check. I do not.
Well, if you would like, can make an attempt to cast the shape water cantrip.
Just go get Anna, just pick up the zombie upside down and start shaking it.
I will allow you to kind of like, you know, I'll let you do it.
What's the catch?
The catch is potential exhaustion levels.
Fair enough.
We're on vacation. We take those.
So par for the course for this group.
Uh-huh.
yes.
Yeah.
One of us. One of us.
All right. You can't make a zombie without breaking a few eggs. That's the saying, right?
Yeah, can
Like
be.
that.
Alright, so what do I gotta do?
Wisdom check.
Just a flat wisdom.
Yep, flat wisdom. It's your spellcasting ability.
A 19.
I would say that is enough for you to cast the cantrip once as a and you'll basically you're like, okay, you take like the extra magic that you pumped into the body and you kind of like use it to try and like manipulate the water within the lungs, and you slowly pull water up the throat, and it just kind of like spits up and out the mouth. The body itself doesn't
And
seem to
then-
react more than just kind of like coughing and struggling to breathe through the water before like the water is just out of the mouth and kind of like goes back to normal thing.
Yeah, and she'll kind of press an ear to the chest, kind of take a listen for the breathing, see if all of the raspiness has kind of gone out.
Yes.
Okay.
I will say,
Okay.
you note that the water you pull out has this teal coloration to it. Before, of course, that water filters into the ground and disappears.
Okay. Okay. And she just kind of hefts herself up from laying on the body and just kind of flops like spread eagle on her back. Gamenthi.
Yes, friend.
Jesus Christ.
She appears
She
behind
just-
Morrigan.
She just turns her head and looks to Gamenthi. I figured you'd get here quick.
I've been
Just kind of-
watching the whole time. That tree.
Yes. Wow. And she'll kind of gesture a hand out towards the gently breathing tabaxi corpse question mark. What do you think?
It's wonderful. So
So, how does this work? How do we get you out of there and into there?
Sure. She'll approach the body, and then she'll kind of like gently take it by the head and stare into its eyes. Its eyes that are like this very beautiful. She then opens up the body's mouth, and then her own, and then she spits up this Icarus black goo into its mouth. And it's not just like a thick glob like a spit, it's more like just bleh into its mouth. And you see the body begin to kind of like choke and spasm on the ground. Its limbs kind of like contracting in on themselves before it goes limp. And then Garmenthe steps away. And then you see the body just start to vibrate and spasm on the ground, twitching and tweaking and kind of like shuddering in place before its limbs snap upwards and it just kind of like lifts itself from the floor to from the ground to its feet with like this supernatural stamina to it, wiping this black ichor from its mouth as it stands up and turns to face you with these now fully pitch black eyes that have a red iris in them.
Horrible.
And then it smiles. They both smile.
Worse.
Oh, they both smile. I was picturing, the Aarakocra just like fucking ragdoll, fucking
Yeah, Gmod just falls.
yeah, just Gmod ragdoll.
They both smile. And they speak in perfect unison, voice echoing two of them. Oh, it's so fun having so want the fun.
How do you mean?
Only slightly used.
Well, I'm offering one assistant fighting such a fine soul.
She kind of just quirks her head. I'm still. Are you not leaving that one? Or is that the offer you're making?
It's the offer.
I believe the best thing for this one is to finally put this body to rest, so it may return to the earth naturally.
Oh,
It has served its purpose well.
so Renswa, did you say anything else aside from it served its purpose?
No, that was the last thing I said.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because the music cut out at the same time, and I'm like, oh, jeez. Anyway, so yeah. She frowns. Okay. I suppose you don't want the way to get in contact with me. It's fine.
She chuckles and smiles and like reaches over to like scratch behind like cat ear. You and I both know that all I need to do to get in contact with you is speak your name,
That's a
and
new
you will be there in but a
sensation.
moment.
That's a new sensation. But I suppose you're right. This body did serve its purpose. The Tabaxi's hand then shoots forward and pierces the chest of the Aarakocra, ripping out this black Icarus heart. as the body collapses to the ground immediately.
Gross, I hate it.
And then, as her hand squeezes and squishes into the heart, it becomes liquid mush that then slithers into the flesh of the tabaxi.
I'm just seeing the fucking, what is it, like the Dark Souls, or like you grab the soul crystal, whatever, you just like crush it and it like absorbs into you.
Yeah, kind of. Except a lot more goopy and messy. But to be in a living ghost, I can feel myself swelling. Our
And Francois kind of chuckles and like places like the back of her hand against the chest, feeling the heartbeat.
the heart does beat.
Yeah. Oh. All right, well, here's the first test to see how well this will work for blending a bit better. Give me a smile.
She gives you a Cheshire cat grin.
Horrible.
Too many teeth.
Dial it back 50%.
It is definitely an improvement over the bird.
It is
At least this-
significantly less creepy.
At least this one is supposed to have teeth.
True. Just not that many.
I suppose.
Try smiling, but with like less gum.
Scum? I don't have any.
Horrible.
Her smile like drops by like 50% to like a normal smile, kind of.
See, that there, almost. It's just almost out of the uncanny valley. Perfect. Just stay around there.
Also, her eyes are still that same black with red ring.
You might want to wear a mask or something.
Yes.
I don't know. Perfectly honest, I've seen weirder contacts within Vitrium.
Fair, I suppose. Maybe a nice pair of goggles.
Me. Friend. She'll give you a hug. I'd like you to make a con save.
It's like Francois smiles and hugs her back. An 11.
You feel the crushing weight of newfound strength doesn't know how strong it is, making your bones begin to and
Whack.
Ooh, tight.
yeah,
Less strength.
yes, and with like the whack and like the whole ooh too tight, she kind of like lets you go and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, I almost snapped you like a.
Yes, well, remember the muscles in this body are much more intact. You won't need to exert quite so much force with them.
And the bone. But oh, I have a question. Suppose this body needs.
Says the body what?
Does the body need its wings?
Is she talking about the current body or pointing at like the old one?
The old one. doesn't need its wings.
We aren't taking it. If you add wings to yourself, you will not generate lift unless you are just magically hovering, and at that point you don't need the wings.
It's still worth
You are.
trying.
It also would, you know, it would be counterintuitive to being able to blend in.
You would
Oh.
ruin the look.
Oh, I suppose you're right about that.
Plus, like you mentioned, without the hollow bones, it's not going to go very far.
I suppose it's fine. It's okay.
But you get new experiences.
That's true. That and this body came with information. Juicy information. I could
Information.
straight.
She was a mage, I would assume.
Artificer.
Not a very
Oh.
good one if they drowned.
Worked at the rain catcher. Accident. She fell in barrel.
That sounds like an unpleasant way to go.
It was. It was late at night and no one else was there. She drowned.
Are we done here?
She drowned calling for help. Magic.
Yes, well, she just kind of coughs and, like, gives her a little side hug.
She'll hug back.
Well, what do you have planned now?
So, I've city. And with that, you see her kind of like crouch, and then the muscles within her legs begin to bulge and become far more defined before she hops at least 120 feet into the air, doing a perfect backflip and landing among the treetops before she disappears.
Horrible. We did this.
I don't know. She seems happy.
Oh yes, no, she is absolutely tickled. But
She is
yeah,
cackling.
no, I have nothing
the
else to
whole
say
time.
about it.
Nothing else. I have nothing else to say.
I've done enough.
She's like,
All right, well, let's. Oh, I'm tired. Maybe we can bury the body tomorrow.
He just looks over at the body. What, do you want to bury that?
I mean, it's only proper that it returns to the earth. It will decompose faster that way.
I just point at it, and it just turns to dust.
She just blink, blink, blink. I suppose that works as well.
Better yet, honestly, the chances of that thing getting back up because some remnants of her is left in it is far too great.
So yeah. With that in mind, moving along. So there is one thing I'd like to get to before the session ends, which can be now. So Morgan, you had a thing planned, didn't you?
Oh, okay. I was wondering if that was what this is or not. Yes. Okay. It's like a day or so later. Morrigan is wandering on the caravan and looking for Agathar.
He is probably the next day. He is probably he's probably in his room. I think he is currently in the process of getting familiar with the troll bones that he got from the college.
Knock, knock, knock.
Uh, Come on in. You'd see just a pile of just troll bones, and his head just kind of pokes out of it. Hey,
I would ask if you were busy.
I mean, I'm just chilling out here, uh, getting familiar with the troll bones, but I could do it later. You need something?
Familiar seems a little too familiar, if you were to ask me. I had plans that required you, yes?
Oh, sure, I can help. I just need to spend 8 hours
Good.
touching these, and then he hops out of the little pile of bones, fully nude. But he's a kobold, so it doesn't show anything.
I just assume you're nude half the time.
Yeah, probably at this point. He will just get the just his normal lounging attire on, or he's like, "Are we going out somewhere?" Or
I would wear a little more than almost nothing.
all right, he'll just put his armor on. Better to have it on.
A good choice. We start heading out. So, you don't have any tails on you today, do you? So, like, she looks back wearily.
Most likely. I wouldn't be surprised, but I tend to not ask. Kind of ruins the fun.
Fair. Here, would you mind putting this on for me?
What is it?
It's kind of like a necklace. It's kind of like a choker, but it'd be too small for you in the first place, so it kind of just fits like a necklace.
Okay. All right. Sure. He'll put it on.
Fantastic. That'll attune as we go.
But
As we're
where are we going?
oh well, not too far, I don't think. As she leads you, unless you like ask questions, she's just gonna keep going.
Yeah. He's like, so is it one of those things where I'm gonna find out when we do it, or?
Hmm, I feel as if once we hit the gondolas or and have our seats, you can answer more freely than on the walk there.
Gondola. Okay.
I wouldn't want to waste the time with walking.
Sure.
As
Yeah,
we get there, and they're
So Vox,
oh sorry, go.
take over here. I go use.
yeah. So he
Okay.
just like looks at you like quizzically, like, okay, we're going to the gondola. Like, what are we doing exactly? I guess
It
I guess I'll ask when we get on the gondola.
it'll be easier that way. We get there, and I just flash the VIP gondola ticket that we got way back in the first like half a dozen sessions.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, cool! You still have that, huh? Great. I guess we won't make any money today."
That expired 2 months ago.
No, it didn't. It is lifetime. I only
Yeah.
have one punch in it. It's
Shit.
like
Fair
a
enough.
Subway gift card. But yeah,
Exactly.
we get a VIP, so we get like a stateroom. It's large
Mhm.
with all that sort of thing, and she sets a few things down. And the gondola starts heading off towards where on the map are we headed again? So we're in what, Deepwood?
Yep.
Where's we're headed towards I forget.
Morningwood, I thought.
No, we're heading towards I don't know if you can get to that place by gondola. Aqua Shripomon?
Oh no, I'm thinking of the tram. Never mind.
Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I thought the gondola routes were like these things.
Maybe. Well, if anything, headed towards Lake Post at least. That's the closest. Unless Callan Fur
I'm
is a
back.
place you can go.
That's
Hey,
the
Shad, is there a
gondola route,
gun?
to my knowledge.
Is there a gondola to
Are there?
Calanfur?
Yeah, that and or Akura Shripuan. Oh, I can't pronounce
Yes.
that.
Yes, there is.
All
So,
right, that's where we're
so,
going.
so by now there are gondolas that go to both of the jungle kobold. That's a joke.
Yeah, we head off to this strange place that Morrigan can't pronounce.
Archwalk.
She is that what it's called? Archwalk?
Archwalk. Archwalk.
But she starts setting her things down. It's like the trip is going to take us a while. So I imagine you have questions as to where we are going and what we plan on to be doing when we get there.
Kind of a lot of questions.
I mean, I'd be glad to field a few, though I could just tell you a bit about what I have planned.
Well, um, you were a little bit worried about us having a tail, so is it something that you want to keep hush, or
This is something I want the two of us to converse about, not the two of us and your wife.
well, I'm gonna be honest, she has access to all my memories, so it's not like she can't learn about this, but then again, I don't
She
think she
lifts, she lifts her staff up and taps your necklace. Not while we're here. Perhaps afterwards, if you divulge it to her through that link. Though
uh,
by then I will not care. It will be on whether or not things go well or not.
okay. He actually looks a little nervous. Like, okay. Um, so what is it that we're doing?
We are going to visit someone. Who that is someone we are. I'm going to divulge to you near the end of this trip.
Is it,
I need to.
I mean, Maury, I'm sorry, that's not good enough. I kind of want to know. I mean, you're dragging me to a place I've never been without, well, very clearly putting something on that I can't be tracked with. You understand, I'm a little understandably nervous.
I mean, I would be a little disappointed if you weren't. I will be plain then, as best I can. I'm going to take this opportunity to try and sway you. You've seen snippets, stills of the past. A pinprick on a roadmap of things that have taken me from where I started to where I am now. You have very little context as to why I came to the decision I had. It is easy to take a high road when you don't understand why the low one is there.
Well, I understand. At least I very much understand why you're going to these lengths to have your vengeance. That I understand.
I can't force you. I can't forcibly make your mind up for you. But I want you to see. I need you to. Someone
Or-
has to know.
I don't think I can help you think those bombs.
Oh, she just kind of like sits on the couch. You don't have to.
Oh, we'll set them or do whatever.
You wouldn't have to do that either. I'm not asking you to help me. That is what this is. I suppose convincing you is what I am intending. There is no world where I want your hands on any of this. I didn't want any of you to know about any of this.
What do I need to be convinced?
You broke up. I'm sorry.
He's like, then what do I need to be convinced of? I understand why you did what you did, but I don't agree with your methods.
Bro, you don't. See, hence why I was trying to be secretive and ease you into it. Ripping a band-aid off in this sort of situation tends to spurn the possibility of at least hearing one out or listening to the conversation at hand. See what I have seen. Make your decision. I will hold nothing against you.
Well, we're already on our way to the place, so I might as well hear you out.
Besides. Right.
But just so we're perfectly clear, even with, let's just say, even I do change my mind, that maybe I understand that it needed to be a scorched earth situation. It's not going to happen, is it?
He just gives you the dead silence. A sort of like hollow stare. If I can't convince you, I can't convince the others. And I don't want this to go away. I have been trying to seed changes in your outlook on it, but it hasn't taken very well. Call this my last gambit.
Maybe if we would have met, if maybe one thing in that equation was different, maybe I would have agreed with you. Maybe I would have beaten the punch. But what would Francois think? I understand that you spent, well, most of your life building up to that moment. I never expected you to just let it go all in one day.
I hadn't. I have faced the slings and arrow arrows of this world in all of its trials, and it has sought to break me at every turn. It took you goofy lot to give me something to care about, to make me question things. If I was truly okay with doing this. Part of me just wants it all to go away. Another part won't let go. There is so much wrapped in this. I have given and traded so much away and gotten so little back.
Yeah.
Just I am not asking you a small thing. It's not a conversation we're going to have, really. She digs into the side of her bag and pulls out that dream catcher she seems to hate quite so dearly. I can show you. You can feel what I felt, see what I saw. Instead of random moments in time, I can curate, show you things.
Oregon, I already know what it feels like to give in to the unbridled carnage and rage of everything being taken away from me. That one sliver of hope get taken from you. I know what it feels like. I'm not naive enough to blindly say I understand how you feel, because I have been that for only a moment, but what I did in that stupor of rage and vengeance, I broke a promise to someone that who wouldn't want that. And that is what makes us different, because you never had that. You just had that rage, kept going. And it changed you. I don't fault you for being rageful. Hell, there are even times where I look at humans and I don't see them as humans. I see them as test subjects, or where to insert first, or maybe the placement of a liver is just slightly off from the norm. And sometimes that anger for humans who took the one good thing away from me, sometimes it comes by, but it goes. I know what it feels like. I had a nothing, and the one time that I had something, it was taken. So, genuinely, I am willing to look at what you want to show me, but I would put your faith and trust in us to allow you to let that rage go. The rage isn't who you are. Never was. And yeah, you can burn your bridges, you can give blindly to things that don't intend to give back. You have us. Even some of the people that we met. I had Douglas. But now you have us. Just let it go.
There's like this indescribable look on her face of what was like begrudging, but like endurance at the beginning, and then just this defeated look as she just tosses this thing to the wall.
It bounces back into your.
And she throws it on the ground. I hate these fucking things.
It hits the floor, flips upwards and back into your lap.
Agatha will walk over to her as it like jumps in her lap and she's like about to throw it again, but he'll like kind of gently take her hand. While like holding the thing and just you hate it because it won't let go. And it, well, granted, it showed you your greatest scheme and, quite frankly, almost unforgivable act, but that's beside the point. You just have to accept it. And he will like kind of gently take her hand and kind of curl it over the dream catcher. It's gonna keep coming back, just like we are. We keep fighting it and fighting it. I think it's just time to accept it.
Her face scrunches up. And she like clutches this thing as hard as she can. And she looks at you with little like shimmers at the edges of her eyes. I hate how easily you shut me down. How is it so easy for you to just pick me apart? What did I do to you to deserve this?
Because you let some dumb little kobold who keeps punching above his weight class, you let him into your cart.
Grabs her hair and pulls at it lightly. You were the only one I thought I could change the mind of, and I can't even show you anything without it falling apart in my fingers.
Look, I'm willing to see what you have to show me, but it will only... I'm not sure what it'll do, but I am willing to see what you have to show me, but I'm pretty set. And I'm sorry for being stubborn, but you are too.
Her shoulders just slack. Okay. She reaches for a thing or two, a bit of twine that she ties around one of the tips of her ring finger, and she laces through the dream catcher and over to your hand where she ties it around the opposite finger of yours. I will caution. These will feel strange. It will be similar to the dreams, but I will have some amount of control over what we see.
Well, it feels like I'm in two places at once, constantly, so... I'm not a stranger to
Yeah.
strange feelings.
Yes. She passes you a pillow. You'll want this.
Oh, probably. Yeah, he'll take it and position it.
I need to bite down on this.
He
What are we
No,
doing,
go
more
away.
senpai?
What are we doing on the bed?
What are we doing on the couch?
she presses her fingertips onto the threads of the dream catcher and motions for you to do the same.
Yep, he will follow suit.
And kind of like the threads are kind of losing their cohesion, we pass through and we grasp each other's hands. And she looks up to you as like, now pull.
Yeah, yoink.
As I pull your soul out of your body and you pull mine out of my body. What does Agathar's soul look like?
I think for what was described earlier is it looks, man, what would souls look like? It looks like the figure of him, but a third of it, like below his waist, is like kind of missing, but the lower half is sort of like the glow of like his arms, where there are chunks of it like kind of just missing and aren't there. And the energy around his soul is like kind of this green, roaring, unstable flame.
I
But it,
I
unless
will.
you have a different description of it, Chad.
I mean, I've always described souls as being like little balls.
Yeah.
You can work with that. I would also make it to know that it isn't so much that like where his arms are missing. It's more like where his arms are. There's just this black Icarus energy that doesn't seem to be soul energy per se. It seems to be kind of like this weird magical corruption. And yes, there is a section of your soul that is just outright missing. It's like a heartless.
So his soul is fucked up.
Got some damage to it.
Two injured spirits face each
Yep.
other. As you look back at Morrigan, and there is just a bite out of her head. She has one eye, most of her mouth, and her nose, and the other half is just like a cookie cutter chunk is missing. She doesn't have an arm on her left side, and most of her left leg is gone, though the foot is still there at the edge of it. And what aura she has is a roiling deep red with flecks of yellow. I was expecting it to be a little less icky. She pokes at your hand.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting any of that. And he will like,
Collateral.
is that part of the demon deal?
Some of it.
Well, you all have our damage,
I
apparently.
suppose.
And he just looks down to pieces of his soul missing.
All right. And she cricks her neck to the left and right, and motions over to where she is currently collapsed onto the bed, and you are collapsed on. Well, you're collapsed onto the floor, but she's motioning you to her body, where she is currently comatose.
Huh. This is so weird.
A sort of what is the word? A sort of projection, astral, though more limited. Can't fly or anything.
If you would have shown me this stuff first, I probably would also be a witch.
She shrugs. I try and keep it low key, if anything by habit.
Understandably, honestly. All right. Well,
She raises a hand, and there is a sort of like tear that appears over her form, and behind it, sort of like a light that seems to be flickering between all different sorts of colors as she's like rewinding through memories. Are we gonna get? Do we have enough time to do any of these, Shad, or should we wait till next session?
I will give you enough time, a memory or two, and we can cut it off there and pick. We have time.
Do you have more than one memory to show me? Because this is honestly a beautiful time for Agatha to show her something.
I mean, you'd have to mention it first.
Okay. Yeah, he sees you kind of siphoning through the memories, and he just kind of eyes go wide a little bit. Oh, memories. Oh. Well, since you showed something extremely personal to you and how you lost your everything, it's kind of fair I should show you mine.
Let's be honest here. I had no intention of showing you any of that.
Yeah, I know, but at least with what the Dreamcatcher showed us about that event, maybe I should show you what happened to me. Only fair.
You don't have to.
I know, but it's something that I probably should talk about. You guys,
That's what you.
Yeah.
That's
a
what
lot
you
of my
want.
life, yeah, I think I want it. A lot of my life is sad, so I haven't really been sharing it, but I should at least show you something.
She pulls away. The tear kind of like slowly knits itself back up as she kind of like moves over to your body and rips a tear over that. And it's like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be looking though.
I was gonna wait until.
I will say that you cannot touch his body in that manner. It has to be him.
Yeah, he was also gonna be like, oh, I was gonna wait until after you show me yours, but.
Oh, well, I don't know. You made it sound like you wanted to say it now.
We don't know soul etiquette.
Yeah, I was just, after you showed me, we show you whatever you want to show me.
Right. I was going to try and scare you into going to my side of things. Now I am not sure if I should force you to watch such terrible things.
I've seen quite literally the worst things I've ever seen. I think I can handle it. Besides, I'm Mel's student, remember?
Right. And she waves a hand, and the tear just seems to open to the point where it engulfs the room, and we're brought to a sort of black and white rendition of that place you had seen before, that encampment. And you see it as you had in the first memory, but it keeps rewinding. The smoke keeps feeding back into the pyre before you start to see movement, and things come to a point where it halts. And she turns to you as your things start to slowly catch up in time. And she stares sort of still as you watch in firsthand just this massacre. And it's not much of a fight. And the part that makes it the worst of it is when it's over and they haven't quite left. And what you would think would bring a sort of silence is met with levity on their part. Jokes and small talk as bodies are thrown into the fire. And you know full well, less than 100 feet away is a small girl hidden in a briar watching the whole scene. This one is hard to relive.
I'll make a couple notes about this. You'll probably notice that there are 6 knights specific. Of the whole group, there is this leader who's kind of overseeing. 3 of the other knights are piling bodies onto a pyre. 1 is walking around with more robes than body, uttering a ritual, a spell to kind of like stop undead from to bless the ground, so to speak. And the final one is kind of nearby, watching the proceeding, not joking or hard-lined and serious. Fairly large. Three that are mainly making the jokes are those who are piling the bombs onto them. As, man, I think these lycanthropes a bit of a fight. Maybe. Let them moon us. Which, a couple of. The exception of the cleric, leader, and stoic. Continue.
I think she walks around this pyre to one of the burning caravans. She runs a hand across the wood. I haven't been back here yet. I admit my hopes were we would have burned that place, and when Ankh had given us the 100 acres, I'd do something with this section of land.
When you look back at Agathar, he's glancing at you as you do speak, but you do see him looking over at these knights who just utterly disrespecting these corpses, and the people who they once were, and you do see just a glare of anger. And he's like studying their faces, their mannerisms, everything about to the attire they wear, to their facial, everything. He is studying everything about these people. As he does step closer to you, as he just like stares at the 3 knights who were joking and shooting the shit. He looks at them one last time before looking back at you. His facial expression does soften when he looks at you. But you could definitely tell that he has definitely picked up some assassin traits. And he gives you a nod. I think that would have been a great thing, having these parts of the land be yours. Could, I don't know, a new home here. But I think that would have been nice.
My home is in Vitrium, with all of you. I just don't want this land changed into anything else.
Yeah. It should. It should be what it is.
He
Very noble.
lifts a hand. Oops, sorry.
No, that's fine. He's like, I think that's very noble.
She waves a hand as a tear opens, and it sort of just continues to expand until it just changes the scenery. As we end up looks to be a farmhouse somewhere. You can see a very young Morgan resting in a hay bale at like the top of the barn, overlooking by a window that points out towards a farmhouse somewhere in the hinterlands. It's calm for a moment, but you can physically feel this exhaustion running through you, and this just empty, hungry feeling in the pit of your stomach. As she's standing there overlooking herself and out this window. I think this was a week, 2 days later. I had started by going to the people I knew, the nearby settlements and farms that traded with us at the time. Good people. Though good people don't often stay that way. As the time keeps passing and night falls, and suddenly the barn is on fire. Though you don't see the younger version of Morgan anywhere as she turns to you. They really didn't have much choice in the matter.
What did they do?
When the Inquisition arrived, they told them where I was. That or die.
They die anyway.
I don't know, I didn't look back. It pays to be one with feathers, especially at night. Though that doesn't last much well either. She waves a hand and the scene changes, gash opening and closing again somewhere deep in some forest. And you can see the much younger version of Morgan, like at the bottom of a dirt hill with a lot of rocks and stones, face first in the soil, her lower half kind of propped up against it, and you just feel this agony in your right arm. Misstepped, snapped one of them. Couldn't fly for a while after this. Have a good way to set the bones. Get away though. She's looking down at her arm, turning it over, clenching her fist. Still hungry though.
I look towards Maury's soul and stare at the arm that is missing.
Hmm?
Sorry. Never deserved any of this.
I would hope not. Didn't feel like I deserved it. just waves a hand, struggling to keep moving through these as there is a moment where the gash arrives and passes, and as time restarts, a slightly older version of Morrigan is just darts past, stumbling and moving through a dense forest. And there's just this baying of hounds in the distance. Dogs again. You know, it's lucky there aren't many of them in Vitrium, besides the folk who walk on two legs. Deathly afraid of those things.
Understandably.
That's all they had to go on, really. My smell. For all their magics, they couldn't trounce my mother's ring. Likely the only reason I'm standing here. A way to magically track someone who doesn't flag as a Lycan.
Yeah.
She shudders. She raises a hand to just wipe what looks like a trail of blood from her nose.
You okay?
I'm fine.
Is this too taxing?
I haven't done it before, so I wouldn't know how far I can go.
Alright. If it's too much, I don't need to do this.
At this point, it just feels like I should. I don't think my plan to convince you has any legs now that I don't have the heart to do it.
I will promise you one thing. That order, those knights, I'm gonna fucking kill them myself.
It's not as
Not
if I don't welcome it. It doesn't change terribly much in the long run. 6
no.
men, all the others they've taken.
No, but no, but um that's what installing a good leader maybe will help do. Undo the wrongs that previous leadership has done and set a grounds new a new walk of life.
Maybe leader is a start, but it doesn't uproot centuries of hate. It'll outlive them. Can you be so sure the next in line will be the same? As virtuous as the one you place?
Can you be so sure that he's gonna fulfill that prophecy?
No. But people are hard to change. That I know.
Maybe. Yeah. But you know me. Second chances and all that. Everything
Of
deserves
course.
to be better.
Well, I don't see much resistance left in me to fight that.
I've seen the worst in these humans, and I've also seen the best. And the best is pretty freaking good. I think it's worth fighting for.
I'm glad you do.
Here, maybe we should. If you want to keep going, show me your stuff. By all means, let's keep going. But if you need to move on from doing this, I'm happy to show you what I want to show you.
He takes a moment. I don't know what else to show you. There are plenty of things. Is there anything you want to see?
He kind of gives a little laugh, and kind of scratches the back of his head. No. As weird as it is, I don't want to see it when we met the first time. You rolled up to Mel's, and I think Renswa said something to Vaelyn, but I didn't exactly hear it.
Sure. She waves a hand, and time displaces, and we are back at that moment when the caravan and its guards first arrive at Mel's.
And Agathon reaches out
Again,
and that.
can I do a little ending?
Go for it.
Yeah, you see the Mel kind of standing out, and she says what she says, and then you hear the familiar looking, "Where's Doug?" And she replies, "He's your familiar, dearie." And oh, and you see him somehow. It looks even smaller. Little black kobold in a black robe that makes looks like it's made from table fabric. And then Agathar, current Agathar, kind of steps up, kind of near the other past Agathar, and the two of them look so different, even now, with the experience on Agathar's face, and even maybe a little bit of his height as he grew older. Not by much, but and then again, that was less than a year ago. As he just kind of smiles, seeing that giant smile, looking at a realm of possibilities and these new people that hopefully he can impress. And the distinct difference between the two now is pretty astronomical. As he just kind of looks back at Morrigan, and he gives her a softer smile, as it looks like two Agathars are smiling at Morrigan. One, admittedly, you probably can see it now, a big bright smile, but it seems worn like a mask. Well, the other one looks a bit softer, but much more genuine.
He waddles up to where you are. I never stood a chance.
End of session.
Yay!
It's so sweet. We'll do more memory delving next week on Rains of Vitrium. Hooah!
You ready to be sad, kids? It gives me
sad
time to
every day.
write it out. Gives me time to write it out. You motherfuckers are not ready.
Oh boy, G-Man prepping actual stuff.
Oh,
Okay.
I gotta prep. Some shit.
All right. Remember, enjoy our show. You can catch us live on twitch.tv/DeathlyShad. And if you on Twitch like to catch us without ads, go to youtube.com/TheDeathlyShad. Say what's up. leave a comment, like, subscribe, usual stuff. You know how it is. You know it. You love it. You maybe want some more of it. I hope. Till then, as we go into the post stream, Agathar, say goodbye to the people.
Fucks bitches and makes your heart melt.
Yes, Morgan, say goodbye to the people.
You would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you kids and your kobold.
Francois, say goodbye to the people. Francois,
Your
no.
mic is
Currently
muted.
here.
Is he not back yet?
I have no idea.
Back.
Thorin, say goodbye to the people.
Well, I might make you sad too.
Oh, just a...
But in a different way.
And Vani, say goodbye to the people.
Goodbye, everyone.
All right.
Here
And
by default.
And remember, from all of us to all of you, have a wonderful day.
Yeah.